Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Lisa Grail, and today I want to touch one of my favorite topics: addictions. Addictions to everything. We are so addicted, guys. No need to deny it. We are in such environments with a lot of stimulants from the outside, and we cannot return back our balance. Balance usually is called enlightenment or spiritual awakening. As I discussed in my previous videos, that it's total balance of nervous system, hormonal system, and cerebral hemispheres. So if we live out of left hemisphere almost all our life, in childhood we were in between, but then we lost the state. So today I will give such a clarity on any addiction of your life that you will realize what to do, next steps to release any addiction. A little bit spoiler: if you fight addiction, squeeze yourself, austerity, discipline, only if you implement new habits it can work, but from the place of love. But if you squeeze yourself and super concentrated on the object of your addiction, like some food or alcohol, you only will squeeze yourself. There will be no relaxation, and there will be eating disorders, anorexia, bulimia, or binging alcoholism, binging everything. So it will be like stretched ribbon, which then will slap you. So there is not a way of good approach how to get rid of addictions. Let's begin with the mechanism of any addiction. Draw some picture for you, such a scale. So when we take any drug, any stimulant, we receive bunch of good hormones: dopamine, serotonin, euphoric states. Depends on how heavy is our drug. If it's, for instance, sugar, it increases a state of happiness, energy, but it leads sometimes to insulin resistance, which is going to diabetes. So if we will be eating sugar all the time, refined sugar, carbs, and so on, our cells will stop allowing the sugar come in. So there will be a lot of sugar and insulin in our blood, and then our pancreas will be exhausted producing insulin, and then again and again, and our body will get rid of extra sugar in the form of fat deposits, usually around the waist and then in all body. So we receive this euphoric states. But then there is a bottom, the depletion, deficiency state. And if you a little bit abstract from what you knew from society regarding food, we usually perceive it as a feeling of hunger, feeling that something is off. A nicotine addict can say, I need another dose because I feel not comfortable inside my skin. And he, again, smokes, drinks, coffee, whatever, and everything is stimulant. Even fruits at some point of the cleanliness of your body become a stimulant. You will feel it. The cleaner and more purified the body is, the more hardcore drugs become, even cucumber. So you again have this high out of stimulating yourself. You function well, you do your job, you integrate your experience, blah, blah, blah. And then again, depletion. So why we age, why we have the tear and the wear of the body only in the scale of 60, 70, and maybe even less life? Because we're always on these swings. But it would be perfect if our psyche was not affected by these swings. So our all reactive psyche patterns, aggression on aggression, irritation, a lot of trauma, is also based that we are on addiction, that we are not adequate, we are not connected to our pure blissful state. So you see this scale. There is never neutral state. But even if we are in the balanced psyche, there will be a moment that one more trigger will arrive from the outside reality, and we again have to suppress this trigger with food. If you process your emotions completely, then you are liberated. But the trick is, as I told you, you can never go through austerity and force yourself not to eat for 20 days. You might cleanse yourself somehow, but it's not needed. What is needed is deep practices in the moment, here and now. And I was repeating on my channel that if you're still eating something nasty, even smoking, whatever, or drinking alcohol, be in the moment, be in connection of the sensations of your body. If you will be taking awareness into your practice, how I feel in this concrete moment of time, you will realize that some nasty food cause heaviness at your right side liver, and you will be highly doubting that you need this product again. You will again eat. It's okay, allow yourself. But each time you're sensitive, you develop sensitivity to the body. Usually because people live in the mind, judgments, assessments, past and future, they ignore the body sensations and they lose this innervation of our organs. But we are so sensitive when we are in the moment. You will feel each emotion for your body as some burning sensation or a very fast heart pace. It will be all given to you to process all traumas. Once you start deepening yourself in the moment here and now. Moment of here and now is actually another state of brain. It's a balance of hemispheres, and it's also alpha theta states. So you don't need to meditate. You need to be 24/7 in this state. And this state is above these swings. It's incredible experience of, let's say, orgasmic sensations out of life itself, without any stimulants, without any titles, achievements, status in society, which gives you only temporary drug. So if we are talking about some substances is one thing, but we're also addicted to love, appreciation from society, titles, career, which give us dopamine, and we're going and going. But if you're in blissful state, you actually enjoy each second of life, each movement of your body, and you take care of this precious state moment by moment. While the life is going on, life keeps on going. You still in the dynamic meditation all the time, whether you're washing dishes or speaking to your colleague or just walking or creating some business. You observe how body makes all these things, but you never is so attached to your ego personality. You don't have even any emotions there, ideally, only sensations. And that's why this is the only way of liberation from all addictions. And people who are on swings and who has information that, for instance, without food you cannot survive, they are believing in this and they never have even the opportunity to discover something else. But there is one magic key, present moment. One who stabilized himself in present moment for long term will face such consequences of his psyche and body reformed at another level, biochemical level, that he will just not need anything. The craving goes away. But to reach this state, you need to cleanse out all your addictions which were used as a crutches to serve your trauma. Why we're drinking? Because of trauma. And at some point, if you erase alcohol right away, you can even go nuts if it's too rapid and from ego mind. So what is needed to be aware, keep on consuming whatever you eat and drinking, but trying to dive into present moment all the time. This process for me personally happened in 3 months. I was explaining many times that I was present no matter what. I was, if my psyche would react on some traumatic, resentful speeches from the outside world, I was not taking it personally. I was only feeling my body, my sensations, how my body cringes, there is some tension created. And then I realized that this is like a training machine, that all people surrounding us is part of ourselves, which just teaches us how to not react. And the trick here is, if we are getting pissed with these triggers, we are in catch-22. We will be always reacting again and again. And to serve our attention, these unbearable emotions, we need some relaxant. We need to drink alcohol, or we're being addicted to yoga. But on yoga mat, you're okay, you're relaxed. But when you go into outside reality, you still have these reactions. So the awareness, first of all, should be always there. If you have some traumas of the past, spit out all information about yourself. Perceive that you awakened in a dream, inside some space. You see these walls, you see me, you see phone, and nothing else existed, ever, and existing now. And there is no future as well, because future becomes now. You should realize yourself in the point of now. It's very hard for psyche. It starts barking at you and wants to catch you and make you fly away in some thoughts about past and future. But all you have to do is to dive deeper in sensations of your body to ground yourself. And those people who ever experienced as a grace or whatever random feeling of samadhi, when everything dissolves, disassembles, you have a bunch of downloaded high information. When they wake up from this state, they want to come back to this state. But thing is that you can't live out of samadhi. You will be just inadequate or finish in madhouse. You need this blissful state, which also, not for nothing, I curl the line, because it also has its ups and downs. More high, less high. When I'm concentrated on job, I'm less high. When I'm out for walking, I can dissolve in space completely with no thoughts at all. When I'm thinking about some tasks I need to do, I'm thinking. So I'm not thinking mass. I'm thinking precisely according to the tasks I have. So there is no problems, there are tasks, body just do the tasks like algorithms, and this is when our left hemisphere helps us to operate the reality, but at the same time you're not losing connection to the right side. You are still creative, you find more creative decisions at the same time, so it's all beneficial. Moreover, it's high vibrational state, that's why your body is super relaxed and heals itself. And when you have this buzz of now, constantly stabilize it. It's a work of present moment techniques. I was explaining them on my Telegram education and gave a bunch of tools: sleep deprivation, walks, how to work with your psyche, how to concentrate. I don't even remember what I was telling you because I was in the flow constantly with revelations and revelations. So I just repeat that you cannot liberate yourself before you are in the present moment, and you have to stabilize it. Once you stabilize it, you may lose all meanings of your ego mind, which you carried throughout your life. For instance, you wanted to become super boss or superstar or whatever, but it was only fueled by your ego childhood trauma when you were rejected and you want to prove something. It's ego intentions. If you are liberated, you will be maybe still wanting the same, but your motivations will change. Motivation cannot exist as in ego mind. Motivation can be only out of joy in the present moment. And this spontaneous impulse click inside you moment by moment. So I don't know what I will be interested in 5 years ahead. I don't know. I'm surrendering. I'm trusting the impulse. How the higher consciousness will operate this body. It will operate no resistance. Ego mind wants to control, resist, suppresses a lot, has trauma of injustice, and you're always not in agreement with what religion offers or what any other pendulum offers. You're always kind of fighting with reality. But once you realize that you form your own reality as the small copy of God with its own qualities, the same qualities, you will realize that no matter what happens in the world, in my concrete space here and now, how I perceive now, I can create everything. If you allow yourself and liberate yourself from any restrictions and programs of your mind, everything is possible. Everything you believe in, coming up in your mind with, you will definitely achieve it. If some idea, desire appeared in your mind, you will achieve it. You need just to assemble your current now, with this probability and move towards, and then this probability, this new role will be attached to you if you want to play this role. And again, there are no good roles, bad roles. You can express your negativity, try not to harm people, but in the moment you can react as you want to. Allow yourself even to play with reality, to protect your boundaries and be an observation at the same time. So when we enlightening, we actually not becoming only kind and blissful, but we are always in the high state. If I'm in high state, it doesn't mean that I will never yell at someone. I can. I think that this is very relevant to the current moment. I can bark on someone, but it will be always from a place of love, from a place of this high state. And if you embrace this darkness within you, it will be yin yang, and this will be the whole thing. If we are following our addictions, if we are swinging, it will be constantly like, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm happy, And the swings will never stop. You know what I mean? To be happy no matter what, you just need to go out of position of victim, aggressor, savior, victim, aggressor, savior, just to shut it all off. And it's a very hard thing. Why I'm doing yoga still? Why I love yoga? Just because my body likes it. The same as my body likes swimming, biking, playing disc golf, walking. It's no longer needed to unpack my trauma. We also have bodily structure, and body should be prepared for high vibrations, because if all in a sudden you enlighten and there's high frequencies, your body may be not prepared, and then there can be any damages, blocks, energetic blocks in your body. So also we have fascia trains, muscles, tendons, fascia trains, which should be nourished through stretching poses. If we stretch something, the result we receive is relaxation. And actually, a person who is in a stable awakening state, he is always relaxed. Even if something messy happens around, you don't feel like reacting, you're just observing. It's very hard, believe me, when we encounter aggression, as if from reality, it's very hard to observe and just be, and allow the picture unfold in front of your eyes as it is. And miraculously, if you are not reacting, the whole space also calms down. Check it. Check how reaction within is unfolding outside. So everything we see also is within. And even if someone is aggressive, it's also part of you. You know, if you embrace this aggression, you will agree with the idea that yes, you may be deep down even a maniac. Sure, you won't become a maniac after enlightenment, because you will be acting from the place of not harming and love. But at the same time, you should agree with this. Just give it a place to be, let it be. Because if everything is created by God, He created also dark side. Otherwise, He's not God. He's someone's servant. Someone even more higher and bad exists. So God is non-duality. Here we never get rid of duality unless we're in the body. So the body itself can be super high, super energy, high frequency energy. But still, if you want to be in material world, not living in the mountains in Samadhi, you need to embrace your dark side and allow yourself to be and express it. This is easy. Again, coming back to why I think that even cucumber at some point is addiction, because it creates distortion in your system. It affects hormonal system. More hard drugs as refined sugar, carbs, very fatty food, heavy food, spicy food, it creates just more hormonal disbalance. Cucumber not. And people who are very stimulated by hard drugs will perceive cucumber as just, what are you talking about? How cucumber can affect you. But believe me, the more clean the body is, the more it's sensitive. And it's not bad, because you have very strong immune system, and it tries to get rid of anything which comes in very quickly. So you have very high metabolism, and your body tells you, no, please, don't do it anymore. We feel so good with that. We're so clean, we're so clear, we have clarity all the time. Why are you doing this? I tasted all tastes in the world. It's just not interested. What is interesting is to dive deeper, to self-realize and unpack your abilities more and more, your DNA, which is your imprinted blueprint DNA. You know what I mean? We really are so gorgeous creatures. We just need to cleanse all that we collected from childhood. Everyone starts from this 3D, and then gradually we shift. It can stretch for years. How you can help? Trauma therapy for body, Kundalini yoga, and to help with some cravings, because it's biochemistry and bacteria, parasites, you can help with herbal detox. At what point you don't need herbal detox? Not to, detoxify yourself too much. When you already is free of food. When you accidentally sometimes eating something, small quantities, not overeating, not emotional eating, but just want to enjoy in the moment, If you have like some small things left, it's your crutch. Enjoy it. You're almost clean. So you don't need to cleanse, because it's also fixation. So 3 months of an initial herbal detox, and probably to fix the result, to stabilize the result, one more detox to step even more further into life free of any addictions. I don't like cliches, breatharian, pranic nutrition, because I think we are completely self-sufficient. We need no need nutrition in any source. Nutrition happens within us. As I told you about sugar in the blood and insulin resistance, it's not natural. That's why our body resists. Otherwise, it will be great on sugar all the time. Thing is that out of movement, we produce lactic acid. This is what I heard from people who discovered this mechanism in breatharian. When we receive out of movement this lactic acid, it's being recycled into pure glucose. And this is what gives us energy. When we artificially doing this from the outside, we play with our body shape, with our youth, and we create a lot of diseases in our body. So who had a click? Please don't torture yourself, because body will never forgive you for this. Better to start with purification of your old patterns, subconscious programs, which you can erase only out of high state. Psychologists, just having your money and you come back and forth. Once you realize everything, you don't need me, you don't need any teacher, you will be guided from your higher self. That's why my 3 months education, if you perceive information and release it, you can enlighten in 3 months. And we'll never go to vipasana, black retreat, set sayings, constantly listening to set sayings. It's so complicated. People stuck there while the life goes on. And when they are listening to things, it will be great that they at least will be present, but they are not. They always somewhere and again attached to previous personality, to their trauma, to ego. So this is the nature of all addictions. Looks simple. And to help your mind, you need to also rewire your neural pathways and have substitution to addictions. You are high, for instance, you're sometimes in the high state, but how you can help to rewire the program to choose a little bit less addictive things or that not harming your body so much. For instance, example, caffeine, coffee, especially coffee, is a hardcore stimulant which was maybe randomly, maybe conspirologically implemented into corporative work system when you need the huge result from the workers and you need to push them, stimulate. That's why we have this smell of coffee machine, and to be productive you need to stimulate yourself because you want the results. But who needs these results? Only who gives you a job, right? And you come back home absolutely depleted because coffee affects hardcore on your nervous system and on your adrenal glands, and you're always on stimulants like a druggie. Coffee is a drug. And sure, I was drinking it a lot, and at some moment when I obtained the technique of sleep deprivation, let's say so, coffee was not affecting me because in high state, interesting thing that in high state you can eat or whatever do, you will be fine because the energy is so high that it can burn everything. But before that, you are actually harming your body and you stimulate your psyche to this swings up and down. So you can replace it with matcha because matcha also has caffeine, but it also has L-theanine, which will soothe your psyche and gradually will help you to sustain life without coffee. Because abruptly, if you release coffee, you will be probably sleeping for 5 days in a row. You will be very in such a fatigue, but it's all okay, all good. Your adrenal glands are recovering. So after a month, you will erase the stimulant. So this is a very good substitution. In my opinion, the only substitution is a high state. There is no other substitution. The more deeper in your high state dive in, the more you release everything, all your past experiences, all your traumas. You face reality naked. You can express yourself without fear of being judged, because in the high state, all ego programs, as well as the program of fear of judgment, fear of death, disappears. At this moment, you realize that death is not existing, and you can live in this body as long as you want, because time is a very subjective concept. And when you're high, time perceived completely differently. Actually, you're always in the moment and you don't have time. Perception changes a lot. When you will get used to it, you may also face kinda no motivation at all to help, to give information. This is what I faced. To be honest, I'm like, who am I saving? I saved myself. Goodbye. And to be honest, this work on my channel with Kundalini Yoga and bunch of satsangs, interviews, education I was doing to process and reprogram myself to final liberation from ego programs. I did not lose ego completely. I still have some identity and I'm playing from this identity in reality. But at the same time, I was teacher. I'm a teacher in my nature because I can explain complicated things in easy language and I know this quality of me. But at some point I was like, I cannot help anyone. If person cannot perceive what I'm saying right now, maybe he will in the future, but I cannot push. I cannot push. He can only listen to my experience and work on himself, because I cannot take responsibility for someone else's body and psyche and their choices. Biochemically, physiologically, we are very different. We start our path to spiritual awakening from very different points, and we carried different traumas. Someone had parents alcoholics, and he has such deeply imprinted pattern of victim behavior, guilt and embarrassment they're carrying, that they need to figure out it on their own. I can help, sure, but I'm not helping. I'm giving information, and such precious information with tools I used, it costs huge time, my power invested. What I can suggest you right now, to subscribe for my education. It's still relevant. You know, it's a base, it's foundation. And if you still believe that you can move forward, final liberation from all addictions, to become free of food. It means you can eat, you cannot eat, you can sleep, you cannot sleep, you're not dependent. This is a point. Then follow this Telegram channel because it explains the mechanism of life without food, without sleep, how it's possible. But it's not a goal. Life without food is not a goal. It's a consequence of your state, nothing else. It's a consequence of the work your ego mind helped you to do, to be killed. Not to be killed, to understand that ego never existed. Actually, ego kills itself because God wants us to ascend, to become more self-aware, and to be in absolute awareness of where our consciousness will be transferred when we lose the body, not to go to reincarnation. This is a very deep topic, but addictions is what keeps us in trauma. Because it's catch-22. We have trauma, we need something to suppress it, but once you allow yourself again to live through the body and allow the body to experience emotions in the moment as some kind of sensations, not oh poor me judgments, then you will release it. I was explaining when 4 years ago there was a situation with a guy who just crushed me. Yeah, I don't even remember, so not relevant now. 4 years ago, I had just general fuck up of my psyche, and it was so painful that I could not stand it. But I remembered out of such things, some master said, if you have emotion, please focus on sensations of the body. Let them burn your body from the inside out. You can emotionally punch the pillow, but no. You observe calmly, as observer, how your body trembles, shakes, burns, and the miracle. It goes through your body as a channel. It's grounded into earth, and then you cannot react anymore. Release, guy. You release your offender. You release and forgive everyone, not out of ego. I forgive, I forgive, I forgive, and inside, deep down, I want to kill him. No, you just become indifferent. Forgiveness should be indifference. When you no longer even remember about the situation happening to you. Okay, it was in my life absolutely fine. And if you try suppress your aggression or desire to revenge or something, it will hurt you. So better to focus on what you feel, where trauma lives. Relax this tension, maybe help with Kundalini yoga practice. And then you will cleanse all stuck blocks and cleanse all traumas from your body. It's a process. It cannot happen within a second. Maybe regarding one topic which you are carrying in you for so long, it can happen right now. But we have a lot of traumas, a lot of karmic things, and a little bit more about karma. So we live in duality, and when you're in high state, you don't have karma anymore. because karma exists only when we're not accepting the dark side of duality. We want to be ideal ego, perfect ego, good girl, good boy. We want to please, and we suppress our dark side. When you balance darkness and light within, you become like raised above all that. You become a creator of your own reality. You're no longer on any side. You just express yourself as you feel, like a child, but very wise child. A child only develops, a child only evolutes, tastes, licks, falls down, and step by step learning. We, if we're wise and we raise our consciousness, we embrace all experience. So if you suppress anger and not living through your body, not releasing it genuinely and sincerely, you will carry the trauma, and body can create diseases out of this trauma and blocks, energy blocks, feeling of apathy, depression and stuff. We need to release it. We need to process it. And it's cleansing. It's energetic cleansing. It's purification. And you don't need any master to do this. If you perceive this information as it is, releasing again, and you will again and again realize what I'm talking about. This is everything about enlightenment, which you need to know. You don't need to put the mask of blissful, kind person. You just release this suppression, resistance. You surrender, you trust. You surrender to each event of your life. Not desirable, not expected event of your life. Become an observer, and from the space of observation, you just feel the body. Easy. Focus on the body, body, sensations, feelings, not emotions, judgments, thoughts, cliché, stereotypes, programs, in other words, beliefs, and openness. If you open this limit, you will open vision of parallel realities, of your best lives, if needed. If not, to be honest, it's not needed at all, because life is now here. But easily you can have ability to realize yourself existing as a consciousness in some other form, in another, let's say, dimension, density. It's another level. For instance, if I'm sleeping, I have only lucid dreams. I'm in control of my consciousness. I'm not passing away like before. So if this lucid dream is 1 hour, recently I was in such a cool dream, I'm just enjoying being there. And then when I open my eyes, I'm again here. So you're traveling, you're astral projecting, lucid dreaming. From lucid dream you can even have some trauma processed. You can use it as a tool if you're interested. Lucid dreams is not my huge interest, but I just love to watch this picture and be inside the picture as in this reality with all my sensitivity. Lucid dream is when you are realizing yourself as if that dream is also material. You feel tastes, you feel all everything, and you're like living your parallel life, let's say so. And it's not needed to live in this reality without suffering, without a need to prove something, achieve something, and then again swinging. We just need high state, deep practices of moment and now. Meditation, guided meditation with some words, music is not needed. It can even spoil your perception, because when you dive into alpha and theta state, meditative state, let's say so, you are very perceptive and you can implement any new program to your subconscious mind. And it's sometimes even dangerous what you will be implemented if you allow some guided meditation implement something not for you. So you have to reprogram yourself in this high states, what you want, feeling with your heart. You start living with how it's called, with alliance of your heart and mind, and that's it. Nothing else needed. So I hope it's clear. If you need to listen to more deep knowledge and more very radical things, radical techniques as sleep deprivation, please apply for 3 months of listening all information, 55 hours live streams, my audio messages, some books, some articles I shared to make you believe of what I'm talking about. It's like huge information, still relevant. Keep me on Telegram for this. I'm not opening this education, I'm not prolonging this education. It's like a course, it's like a course for enlightenment. And this is what you need. And Herbal Detox, if you feel like your body needs to release cluttered things inside you and you're super addicted to some foods, you cannot stand it, you need Herbal Detox, not to have physiological craving. All you will have to do is just to cleanse your psychological craving. But as your body won't be needing some food, won't be always asking you, buy this, I need candida. It says, I need sugar, sugar, sugar. If you cleanse your body, your psyche will say, "Phew, it's disgusting." Even if you taste this, like, it's gross. You know, if I would not help my body to cleanse with herbal detox, I would be in austerity, because it will be suppression. I want to get rid of this thing, but I cannot because my body craves. To liberate your body, we need herbal detox. We can stretch nutrition, changing evolution of nutrition for 15 years, or we can cleanse for 3 months and jump into a vegan light diet just in 3 months, within a year. Okay, year, not 15 years. The same if you meditate in 1 hour in the morning, you will be meditating for 20 years, while you need just to dive into present moment 24/7 and work hard on your attention. In a while, it will be new habit. It's a habit to be in the moment. It's not a grace. It's not a bliss. For someone, yes, but these guys cannot teach you how they got into this state. I know techniques, concrete techniques, and they all described on my Telegram channel. Once again, more structurized. I was talking about traumas, I was talking about addictions, many topics. So if you're interested what exactly we were discussing, I can send you a message with all description of what is inside the education, and you will just sign in for 3 months and learn all information. Releasing, maybe a journaling, something, self-analyzing, and then if you need consultation from me, I will give you a consultation with discount. I think this is a precious information. I don't want to devalue it, you know. Self-devaluation of what you processed in life, you experience, is a thing that, for instance, Lisa had a lot. Good girl who's serving for free, because you need to serve for free. No, everything is exchange of energy. Why the heck I need to serve for free? I don't understand this. It's my time, it's my knowledge, it's my resources, you know. So true abundance is when you invest in something really precious, and then you are very easy implementing this knowledge. If it's for free, sorry, there is no motivation, there is no energy invested in this education. The same with Kundalini yoga. You can practice for free, but you can expand your healing through many kriyas on my channel. 140 kriyas for everything, for each emotion, each block, each chakra, and it will just expand you. That's it. You can move slower, you can move faster if you accelerate this in the form of investment of your energy, in form of money, into this process. It's not embarrassing. This is how reality works. We have this exchange. So if you're a spiritual teacher, don't ever devalue yourself, because people will use it. Moreover, when we're working with people, we need to process their traumas through ourselves. We are detached, but at the same time, you know, when information comes in, it affects you. For instance, maybe you have a girlfriend, boyfriend who always complaining. It's like energy vampire. Are you okay for free to listen to complaints? Most likely, if it's your friend, you will be like understanding, trying to support, but there will be limits of your patience. And you'll say, you know what? I'm not the trash can for your emotions. Don't dump your emotions on me. Sorry, process them. Or have psychologists pay him money. For money is his job. He will listen. I will listen to everything if I have exchange, because I feel satisfied at the end. Not to destroy yourself if you're a spiritual teacher, a guide, exchange is needed. Okay, this is all for today, and a little bit private information. If you're interested, I'm going to St. Petersburg. Again, Russia. No, guys, Florida. Russian St. Petersburg is too cold for me. That's why I choose another climate. You can choose. You can choose if you trust, if you're not afraid to change, if you're not afraid to jump from the cliff and just free flight, you know, I don't know, but I surrender and trust. Crazy, right? Brain is like, stay at your small neighborhood. Don't go there. Yeah, you can find a peace and blissful state while in neighborhood, but at the same time, you will be not experiencing the full experience of your true self. Okay, this shutdown of electricity, I guess, is a sign. So set now, love you all. See you.